Welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, Quincy Veterans Services Director Christine Cugini will be joining us with information about how Quincy will mark Veterans Day this year. A couple of events coming up for you. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's sunny and breezy out there. 59 degrees right now. Temperatures will climb into the low to mid 60s this afternoon, but that breeze will make it feel chillier, and there is a red flag warning in effect once again due to the danger of brush fires. Cold night tonight under clear skies. Look at that. Lows drop off into the upper 30s, and a bright but a brisk weekend. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but it still will be windy and rather cool with highs only in the low 50s for tomorrow. A little bit warmer on Sunday, a few more clouds too. Sunday's high right around 60 degrees. Could have some overnight rain Sunday into early Monday morning. But then on Veterans Day, the sun should be coming through in the afternoon, and temperatures will climb on Monday to the upper 60s. Again, we have sunshine and 59 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, there will be two special events to commemorate Veterans Day in Quincy this year. Tomorrow, a new monument dedicated to those who served in the Persian Gulf, Iraq, Afghanistan, and the global war on terror will be dedicated at Mount Wollaston Cemetery. Mayor Thomas Koch says it's an honor that is long overdue.
Those veterans from that era we've invited, I believe we got about 250 that have signed on that will be there on Saturday, so we can honor them as well. It's really their time. City has spent a lot of effort with the help of Larry Norton and Tommy Belinder and group of guys honoring the Vietnam vets because they never really got a truly welcome home. But we seem to have dealt with that pretty well, and even the Vietnam vets tell me it's time to honor these men and women who have served during this era. So, as you know, at Mount Wollaston, we have monuments to each of the battles since the Civil War right up through, and we felt it's time for honoring this group of dedicated veterans.
6 veterans from Quincy will be honored posthumously during tomorrow's ceremony. Now, the public's encouraged to line Coddington Street from Quincy High School beginning at 9:30 to honor the veterans who will march to the cemetery for the 10 a.m. service. Quincy natives, retired generals Joseph Dunford and James McConville will offer remarks. And then on Monday, the annual Veterans Day Parade steps off at 10:30 at Quincy High School, travels along Hancock Street to the World War II Memorial for an 11 a.m. ceremony. Retired Colonel James Crowell will serve as this year's keynote speaker. The Norfolk County Sheriff's Office will be hosting a House to House for Heroes event in Braintree tomorrow. Dozens of volunteers will be visiting the homes of Braintree veterans to deliver information about resources, programs, and benefits available to veterans. The day will begin with a special ceremony at the Sheriff's Public Safety Complex in Braintree Highlands tomorrow at 9:30. Then the outreach begins at 10. Volunteers and veterans are then invited to a noontime cookout after the event tomorrow back at the Public Safety Complex. Former Quincy Ward 2 City Councilor Brad Crowell and Quincy Chamber of Commerce President Tim Cahill will be hosting an event next week to raise awareness about the importance of kidney donations and to support an organization that helps veterans in need of kidneys find living donors. The event is planned for next Tuesday at Alba Restaurant in Quincy Center from 5 to 7 p.m. A representative from DOVE, which is Donor Outreach for Veterans, will speak about their work in finding, educating, screening, and supporting prospective living donors and match them with veterans awaiting transplants, and also promotes living kidney donations. Crowell had a kidney transplant in March of 2023. Cahill donated a kidney to his sister more than 20 years ago. Quincy Police Department's Marine Unit recently participated in a mock active threat exercise in Boston Harbor. The U.S. Coast Guard hosted this training with a number of local law enforcement agencies. The drill focused on a scenario where there was an active threat on board an underway ferry that disrupted the marine transportation system. Officers boarded a vessel and trained on how to subdue that threat. Authorities from Boston, Hingham, Marshfield, State Police, Environmental Police, Homeland Security, Massport, and Plymouth all participated in that training. The drill was funded with a state grant. Don't forget, buses are replacing trains on a portion of the MBTA's Red Line through this weekend. The T says that they're doing work between North Quincy and Broadway, including track maintenance and station improvements that include lighting, painting, and cleaning. The bus shuttles will continue today and through the weekend and will be extended to Ashmont over the weekend. Don't forget, the commuter rail is also fare-free between Braintree and South Station during the closure. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Quincy Veterans Services Director Christine Cugini joins us with more about this weekend's Veterans Day activities. That's next. It's kind of like the Super Bowl today for Quincy Veterans Services Director Christine Cugini, leading up to Veterans Day, of course. It's always a big deal here in Quincy, but even more so this year with an extra event that is happening in terms of a brand new monument dedication tomorrow. So first of all, Christine, great to see you again.
Great to see you too. Thanks for having me here.
You are welcome. I know it's an extremely busy time.
It is. It's a great time, though.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you taking the time
Absolutely.
to come over and
Absolutely.
talk with us about
It's good
it.
to get the information out.
Well, that's what I thought. You know,
Absolutely.
maybe some folks are homebound or haven't heard or whatever.
Right. For whatever.
Whatever reason. Yeah,
Exactly.
So lots going on, as we mentioned.
A lot.
Yeah. Are you ready for tomorrow's big event?
Yes.
Okay.
We are.
Tell me a little bit about the history of this monument, this new monument.
So the monument started even before I started working in Quincy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's been a long time coming.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've seen the monument, but it is
It's stunning.
stunning.
Yeah, it is absolutely
I
amazing.
saw it for the first time yesterday, and it literally took my breath away.
For sure.
It really does. It is one of the most beautiful things.
It's
you know,
kind of a combination of bronze and
Yeah.
granite. It is massive.
massive.
Makes some major statements.
Yeah.
you know,
So I,
yeah.
saw pictures, but to see it
Yes.
in just a
Like-
foot away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I know. It's at least 10 feet tall, right? It's probably 20 feet wide.
ginormous.
It is gorgeous. Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, the thought is you can see it right from C Street without
Yes,
without a problem.
Without a problem.
Yeah, it's
you
it's in
know.
the veterans section.
It is.
The
it
newly
is.
remodeled veterans section,
Yeah.
which looks
Yeah.
great as well.
And it really, I think when they were thinking in putting this together, that picture really tells the story of these service members in the whole story, basically.
Right. Yeah. Do you know the history of that picture? Is there a history
I
to
do
that?
not
Okay,
know.
I'm sure it'll be revealed
I
during the
hope so.
ceremony
I would love to find out.
tomorrow, yeah.
But it, to see it with, in real life,
Mm-hmm.
it just, it really does, it takes your breath away.
It
And
really
it
does,
really brings you to appreciating and really knowing that we are honoring these veterans.
Oh, when you think about it, it's been quite a while. I mean, was it? I think 1990 was the very first
Yes.
Persian Gulf incursion. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it spans now to date, basically. You know, 1990, Desert Shield, and then forward. So first Persian Gulf, and then coming forward. So 1990 is the
Right.
start of what we in the city looked at for time frames of service.
Yes. So we're talking 34 years ago.
Yeah.
So those first veterans yourself
Sorry,
included.
that's me. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, are
Yeah.
now in their early 50s or so.
Okay.
Depending if,
Telling a little bit too much, but yeah, that's
right?
about right.
But think about, I mean, they have gone through a lifetime of change since
Lifetime.
the first time. Right, exactly.
Lifetime.
And I know that, you know, I've talked to folks who were part of this organization, this effort,
Yeah.
and they obviously hope this is the last time we need a war memorial. And you say that about everyone, I'm sure, right?
Right.
Let's hope.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. But, you know, we have to do what we have to do. And
Right.
if another one comes along, then
Well, the city
that's
is,
what somebody's making a decision of that.
this
not
city
me.
has never forgotten its veterans,
No.
and I'm sure it never will.
No,
Yeah.
it is so beautiful to go around the city and just see the names on the street signs
Mm-hmm.
and know that there's a story behind it, and the names on all the monuments, and know that there's a story behind
That's
it.
right.
But with that story, there's family that are still here with us that can go and really take in a few minutes with them, you know,
Yes.
there, as well as, you know, their grave sites if
Yeah,
they're
it's-
buried here in Quincy.
It puts their legacy into perpetuity, you know,
Absolutely.
for future
Yeah.
generations.
Never forget.
Yeah. So what's be happening tomorrow? Tell me about the
Tomorrow,
the
so-
logistics of it all.
Yeah. So tomorrow we've asked the service members who served during that time period to join their fellow brothers and sisters to march from Coddington, so Quincy High, down Coddington to C Street, and then into Mount Wollaston Cemetery. I think we'll be guided by a drum line to keep us in line.
Okay. In step, as it were.
In
Yeah.
line and in step.
Yeah.
And I think it really will bring the veterans in that era, in those eras together. And you may not even know who, you know, it's not like I know every veteran in the city that, you know, so I think it's a good time to meet other veterans and then to honor the veterans. And on this weekend, of course, a Veterans Day weekend, it is perfect timing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know that the mayor mentioned there'd be maybe over 200 in that march.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. So we'll march down, probably starting lining up 9:30,
Yep.
stepping off about 9:45. It's not a long march.
No, right.
And then the ceremony will begin at 10 a.m.
Okay.
General McConville and General Dunford will be speaking. Of course, Mayor Koch, and we'll have families of the fallen there as well.
Oh, really? Okay, very
Yes.
good. Is it too late for a veteran to join that march? If
I would say
just show
please
up?
show up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is, you know, the monument is for our fallen and their families. I think the march kind of shows them that we never forget.
Well,
you
it
know?
also shows the strength and the amount of people that were impacted by these conflicts
Yes.
over the years. Because there'll be
Absolutely.
multi-generations in this
Yes.
event.
Yeah.
You know, folks from your era,
Yes.
but also younger folks as
Absolutely.
well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
a good chance for them to interact as well and share
And
their
it's important,
experiences. It
you
is,
know,
yeah.
it's very important. And I'm sure you have a ton of questions, but given the opportunity, it's important that our younger veterans get involved. And in things like this, I think helps them realize the importance
Right.
of getting involved. You know, I'm like an older veteran now, you know, and I want to see the younger men and women get more involved. But life is busy.
Yeah, well, it
know?
is. It certainly is.
So,
Yeah.
that's
But everybody
my-
benefits. All the veterans benefit.
We all do.
The more that
Yes.
get involved, right?
Yes,
Because
and
of-
I don't think we share how much or how important it is. We kind of just say you should get involved,
Yeah.
but what the older veterans have done for the young, like, we need to share that information, and
Yes.
I think that's where we we're a little weak on that.
I'm sure it's hard. I'm sure it's
It
not.
is
was-
hard.
And a lot of folks had experiences they don't want to
Correct.
remember,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So it's a Herculean effort
It
for
is.
some of them
It
to
is.
get over that.
Yeah.
But there's rewards waiting if they do, right?
Absolutely.
In terms of friendships,
Absolutely.
in terms of just helping your fellow veteran,
Yeah.
and also being part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, being in the military,
Is what
that's
it's-
what it
that's
was,
what it's all about,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say, when you get out, don't leave that. Don't leave it behind. Join your veteran groups when you get home.
Yeah, you volunteered for a reason, right? And it doesn't stop when your service
No,
stops, for
it
sure.
doesn't. It doesn't.
And if nothing else, if they haven't seen the remodeled veteran section of Mount Wellston Cemetery, it begins right at the C Street entrance, which
Beautiful.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, and Pine Hill is another beautiful, beautiful cemetery that is coming along, and once that is complete, another beautiful space for
Right,
veterans.
yeah, we'll look forward to that as
Yeah.
well. I'm sure there'll be some kind of a
Yeah,
dedication
there will,
as well. Will music be part of tomorrow's event, do you know? Is there?
So the North Quincy band will be part of the event.
oh, very
yes.
good. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so we're happy to have them, and quite impressed by what we're going to hear from
I
them.
bet, yeah.
Yes.
About how long do you think the ceremony
About an hour.
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I'd say closer to an hour.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a great. It'll be a great program, and emotional.
For sure, yeah. We will be, just to let folks know, we'll be streaming it live on our website here at
That's
QATV
fabulous.
for folks
Yeah.
who can't
make it out.
attend, so they can go right to our website, and there'll be a link there for them
That's
to watch
perfect.
it live.
You guys are great about that.
And I'm assuming there'll be kind of time afterwards for folks who want to linger and really examine the
yes.
monuments,
Yeah.
And take
Yeah.
pictures and things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and they really should, because that whole section is brand new with the giant flagpoles, and of course all the new flags.
Right. We just put them out yesterday.
Yes, George Bouchard was out there doing his thing.
We were all out there. I must have missed you.
Okay.
The whole Quincy office. So Beth Chincherik and Denise Gleason, George and myself,
Excellent.
out placing the flags to make sure that they are fresh and clean
Right.
and crisp
Yes.
for not only tomorrow, but for Veterans Day and the week to
And not
follow.
only at that section, but throughout Mount Wellston,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And Pine Hill as well.
Yes.
So we should mention that.
Absolutely.
Because that doesn't happen by accident.
No, it
It's-
doesn't.
Yeah.
They don't just appear.
That's right. That's right.
They
It's
do just disappear, but they don't just appear.
Yeah, exactly. And then on Monday, it's the traditional Veterans Day parade.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have Colonel Kroll, retired Army, as our keynote speaker. And I'm not going to share his bio, but it is impressive.
To say the least,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Impressive.
He, I believe, is the uncle of the former World War II counselor,
Yes.
Brad Kroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a graduate of Quincy High and went on to Norwich, and that's all I'm going to say. The
Oh.
rest you'll have to come in Monday and hear the bio.
Okay. Fair enough. By the way, we will have the parade live on TV
beautiful.
on Monday.
Beautiful.
So for folks who can't
Yeah.
make it too. And I
Yeah.
think the weather's going to hold for both events.
I think so too.
Tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just checked the weather for Monday, because if it is raining hard, not just raining, but raining hard, we do have a plan to go inside. So that would be okay, and that would be called in the morning.
Right.
But a little bit of rain or showers is not going to have us change our plan.
That's right. You're veterans.
We can take a little bit of rain. We can take just about anything.
Yeah, and have. The contingency is in the gym at the high school at 11.
Yes,
just
and
in-
then
just in
the
case.
ceremony would begin at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right. Very good. So logistically, tell me about how the parade works.
So the parade will step off at 10:30 a.m. Russell Park,
Yep.
right on Hancock, following down Hancock Street till we get to. We'll have a brief wreath laying ceremony at World War I monument.
Right. The Doughboy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doughboy. That takes about maybe 3 minutes. So a small, short delay for the parade to then proceed down to the World War II monument at right across from Veterans Stadium,
Sure.
where the ceremony will follow minutes after the parade is kind of done, and
Right.
and we're set up with our honor guards where they need to be.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And about how many participants in the parade this year?
I think it's our normal group.
Good, okay.
I think we have 1 or 2 additional honor guards marching with us, so
Nice.
it'll be impressive.
Okay, because a lot of communities, as you're well aware, don't have the resources
They
to,
don't.
to do an event like
They
this.
don't.
They'll do maybe a flag raising or a breakfast or something
Right,
like that, but
right.
not a full-scale parade.
Right,
Yeah.
and George Bouchard is great about reaching out early.
Yes.
So once they commit to us, they're committed.
You've got them.
Yeah, so it's nice that he does that, and
Yes.
he starts, and it's a team effort. We all,
Sure.
Do what we have to do to make sure that it's done, and we put on the parade, and in the city departments that help us, between TPAL and Dave Murphy, Commissioner Murphy in Natural Resources, the cemetery department.
Certainly, yeah.
It really is the police department, the fire. I mean,
I know.
it is
Things
a
you don't even
citywide
think of,
event,
right? Yeah, but they're there.
They're
to make
there,
these things
and
happen, yeah.
they're very helpful.
That's
and-
great. That's great.
Yeah, they are.
So there's also an event for the 249th birthday anniversary of the United States Marine Corps.
Yes, yes.
This is happening at the Nickerson Post on Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's Mark Conley
Yes.
is putting that on. And I believe there'll be a cutting of the birthday cake with the oldest Marine with the youngest Marine,
Oh.
then, and that's what they do at their birthday party.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
nice.
It's nice. It's a
Yep.
nice ceremonial piece.
Super. That's the Caddy detachment, very
Yes.
active here in
Yeah.
Quincy as well. Now, at tomorrow's ceremony, Christine, I know that there are 7 individuals that will be posthumously honored. Is that right?
Yes,
So can
7.
you tell me a little bit about who those folks are? And how you
I
found
can
out
tell
about them?
you, just because, a lot of this information is going to be spoken about or viewed tomorrow. So Sergeant Caldwell, Todd Caldwell, grew up in Quincy. He is being honored. Corporal Durkin, Kira Durkin,
Yep.
U.S. Army. I'm sorry, Sergeant Caldwell, U.S. Army.
Okay.
Lieutenant J.G. Smeglin, Christopher Smeglin. Family grew up in Housneck, went to Mass Maritime, U.S. Navy. Specialist, I'm trying to get them all in my head.
It's right there, just in
Specialist
case.
Johnny Nguyen.
Yes.
U.S. Army, graduate of Quincy High School. Airman Dennis C. Thompson, U.S. Air Force. And then Sergeant Mac, goes by Mac, Mac Deacon, McDouglas Deacon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's North Quincy.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing
Yeah,
family
I think
members
I got
of those
everybody.
folks.
Caldwell.
Yep.
No, sorry, Captain John Selenius, who he has a very interesting story, as he was the executive assistant to one of the mayors of
Oh, is that
Quincy.
right? Oh, I didn't realize that.
And
Okay.
unfortunately, I am lost for his
Which mayor it was?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
so
we'll find
I
out tomorrow.
apologize, Mayor.
Okay.
And so, family, we truly did everything we could to reach out, encourage, and really include the families of all of them.
So important.
Absolutely.
So important. But the most important, actually. I mean,
Yes.
important for the public to show up at these events, but most important for the families, right?
It really is
Yeah.
for the families.
Yeah.
You know, it really is.
Christine, it's always great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
And to bring attention to the veterans' causes.
Yes, and if there's anything new that comes up, happy to share that information with you.
Well, we're not done with you yet because
oh,
we've still
sorry.
got with Pearl Harbor, we've got the General's Bridge, we've got Wreaths Across America, so
Yeah.
you'll have to come back.
Yes, we Pearl Harbor. I want to put that out there.
Yeah.
That so last year, what we did was we had the ceremony on the USS Salem.
Yes, it was freezing, but it was great.
It was fantastic.
It was super. Yeah, it was the
And
best setting for that.
Everybody
I know.
loved it.
I know. It was great.
Now we just need to make sure everybody is dressed appropriately.
That's right.
But that will be on Saturday, December 7th.
Okay.
Ceremony starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So we're really looking forward to that.
Right.
And last year we kind of put it together within maybe 2 weeks.
Right.
So we've had months
You've
to.
got time this
yes.
year. Yeah,
we
excellent.
have months.
Thank
So,
you for your service.
Thank you.
Both to
Thank
the city and to the country.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you.
Take a look at the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's windy and it is brisk out there with temperatures climbing into the low 60s this afternoon, but a bit of a wind chill, unfortunately. Look at tonight. We're dropping down to the upper 30s. Tomorrow we'll have lots of sunshine. Still, the wind will be a factor. It'll be cooler, too, with highs tomorrow only into the low 50s. On Sunday, things will start to cloud up a bit in the afternoon with some rain at night on Sunday, high 59. Early rain on Monday, but it should clear in time for all the Veterans Day events on Monday. And warm, too, with Monday's highs in the upper 60s. Thanks again to Quincy Veterans Services
Thank you.
Director Christine Cugini.
And thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Thanks to our crew, and thank you for watching. We're off here on Monday, by the way, for Veterans Day, so join us next Friday. The captains of the Quincy Salvation Army are stopping by. Meantime, check our website, qatv.org. All of our latest programs, there's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.